Good evening, dear candidate. Going in for the police concours. Here is St. Austin's Police Group, Jouvence, situated in Yaoundé or located in Yaoundé. Today, we are going to start with the first topic under the general knowledge presented by Mr. Moses. If you are in Yaoundé and you are in search for a preparative group for classes, take note that you can be reallocated at Jouvence, Yaoundé. And if you are in search of any group, you can call this number 679 19 92 17 670 92 38 98. Right, if you want any preparative group for the police concours, contact this number. I will direct you to the main and the important group where you are going to be trained very well how to answer police question 2023. So today we are going to focus with the first topic of 400 cadet police inspector routes. And the first question here under general knowledge was the presidency of the republic. Now, we move now. The presidency, take note, dear candidate. A presidency is an administration or the executive, the collective administrative and government entity that exists around an office of president of a state or nation. Who is therefore a president? A president is an elected official, right, serving as both head of state and chief political executive in a republic, having a presidential government. That is the definition of the presidency and the definition of the president. Remember, the first topic of the general knowledge of 400 cadet inspector of police is the presidency. That is what we are studying under general knowledge. Now, the next question says, list and explain the ways by which the presidency in Cameroon is organized. First, the presidency in Cameroon is organized in the following. You have the civil cabinet. The civil cabinet is headed by a director. The services assist the head of state in the accomplishment of his high mission, such as state protocol, official visit, audience, etc. After the civil cabinet, you have the general secretariat. The general secretariat is headed by a secretary general who has the rank of the minister of state. The general secretariat is more concerned with the organization of governmental work. Then you have the private secretariat. The private secretariat manages the private affair of the president of the republic, his private or individual life. Then you have other attached services. This includes the Grand Chancellery of the National Park, the National Study and Research Center, Ministry Delegate of Defense, State Control, etc. So this is how the presidency is organized in Cameroon. Then we move now to examine the duties of the head of state. Duties of the head of state. What are the duties of the head of state or the president? He appoints the prime minister and, in consultation with him, the other members of government are appointed. Can also dismiss them as his discretion. He has the power to make laws, call audience covering a specific domain for a specific period as allowed him in the National Assembly. He indirectly determines the program of business in Parliament, since it is government bills that get priority at the sitting of the Assembly. He can cost a second reading of the proposed law. The president or the head of state can convene the National Assembly for an extraordinary session. The president or the head of state can call a referendum on any reform which he intends to implement. In this case, he needs only to consult the president of the Senate, National Assembly, and the Constitutional Council, but is not bound by this advice. The head of state defines what national policy or state policy. He is the constitutional head of the armed forces. He decides on promotion and transfer, among other things. He has the power to grant pardon and clemency to condemn criminal after consulting the higher judicial council of which he is the head. Now, list the condition to fulfill for the post of the president in Cameroon. Now, take note, people going for the post of the candidate of the president in Cameroon must fulfill the following conditions. First, candidate to the office of the President of the Republic must be Cameroonians by birth and enjoy civil liberty, must attain the age of 35 by the date of the election. He or she must have been in Cameroon for an uninterrupted period of 5 years up to the date of election, must be presented by a political party, should be mentally healthy, should hold no other post of public service, must deposit a caution fees as stipulated by the law. Good. These, right, are some parts of the president that we are just from studying. Remember, the first topic there of general knowledge is the presidency, right? So we have discussed about the presidency. Now, the following question that you need to answer, define the presidency. What is a president? Define the term president. List and explain how the presidency of Cameroon is organized. List the duties of the head of state and list the conditions to fulfill for the post of the president in Cameroon. Good. Dear candidate, here comes the end of this short and elaborated class. If you need assistance, if you need any preparative book, right, you are advised to call the above number 679 19 92 17 670 92 88 98. Thank you very much and do have a nice evening.